The remains of a Vietnam War veteran from Bakersfield are identified more than 50 years after his disappearance. How students and faculty at his alma mater are choosing to remember him.
Good evening and thanks for joining us here at 5 o'clock. I'm Tammy Melchak.
And I'm Jim Scott. Topping our news this evening, more than 5 decades after he went missing in action, the remains of a Vietnam veteran from Bakersfield have finally been identified. 17's Eitan Wallace spoke with the sister and the nephew of the late James Mills and joins us now with details on his story. Eitan?
Jim, it's been nearly 52 years since anyone last heard from Lieutenant Commander James B. Mills of Bakersfield. But after years of uncertainty, the Defense Department's Prisoner of War and Missing in Action Agency announced yesterday the remains of Navy Lieutenant Commander James B. Mills are now accounted for.
He was a character, very popular, very outgoing.
And Mills-Griffiths speaking with 17 News via Skype about her late brother, Vietnam War veteran James B. Mills. Mills, who attended Bakersfield High School and graduated in the class of 1958, was flying a reconnaissance mission over North Vietnam when his aircraft went down on September 21st, 1966. He was never heard from again.
We never had any knowledge. When you have no knowledge, you just have a blank slate of uncertainty.
An uncertainty that lasted for more than 5 decades. In 2011, the wreckage was discovered off the coast of Vietnam. But only this week, the Defense Department positively identified the remains of Lieutenant Commander James B. Mills. His nephew says this brings relief to the family.
Almost 52 years later, they found a rib in his wreckage. They used DNA supplied by my mom and my grandmother many, many years ago to make the positive identification, which allows our family, after 52 years, to have that closure.
Mills' sister has spent the last 40 years leading the nonprofit National League of POW and MIA Families. She says she'll continue the fight to bring home thousands of others still unaccounted for.
I believe the United States, and every country for that matter, has an obligation to the people that they send into combat on behalf of their country, and should do their very best to bring them home alive or dead.
Mills' remains are back in the U.S., but his funeral at Arlington National Cemetery likely will not take place until next June. That's because the facility has so many scheduled events. Ahead on 17 News at 6, we'll tell you how Mills' alma mater here in Bakersfield plans to honor him. In studio, Eitan Wallace, 17 News.
All right, Eitan, thank you.